He died because of who he loved. The horrific story of the beating and eventual death of Matthew Shepard was known worldwide. Now, 15 years later, we are still talking about this event based on discrimination and how the town's response is still being felt right here on Delmarva.
Should you buy a vehicle or lease? Ryan Spiros gets some advice from Angie Hicks and learns the pros and cons of both.
After days of rain, many of us are breathing a sigh of relief with a break in the wet weather, but did you know the damp ground is just right for digging? Garden expert Ginny Rosenkrantz will let you know which bulbs are primed for planting.
Ever thought about cooking duck but you had no idea where to start? Chef Tom Olson from the Hyatt Regency Chesapeake Bay shares his recipe for seared duck. Plus, he lets you know where you can get a sampling of this succulent dish.
And former NASCAR driver Darrell Waltrip joins us and gives us his take on racing the Monster Mile, which type of track he likes better, concrete or asphalt, what it was like racing his brother Mikey, and we hear those famous words.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing.
Delmarva Live starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Live from historic Studio D.
Can I hear you say it? Boogity, boogity.
Boogity, boogity. I don't think anybody can say it like he does.
No,
That's
and they
awesome.
probably shouldn't. Well, we are drying out from what, I guess it was what, 5 days
5 or 6 straight
of
days.
non-stop rain.
Never
I don't
quit.
know about you, but I was just starting to get in a really bad mood.
I was just excited to see dry pavement.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Did you
awesome.
see some?
Yes. Yeah, for a little while. I think it
Well,
was
of
dry.
course, you know, we talked about all the events that were going on this weekend. Many of them were canceled, such as the mud bog that was supposed to happen in Snow Hill. They
Yeah.
canceled that altogether.
Isn't that interesting you would cancel a mud bog for rain?
I kind of thought that was interesting, but you know, other events were rescheduled. The fall festival that they were supposed to hold in Pocomoke City downtown, they canceled it, but some of those events have been rescheduled for the 19th, which is next Saturday. So you can go to our website for a schedule of the Pocomoke events if you want to go to some of those.
Good stuff there. Well, the wet weather put a damper on weekend activities in Ocean City, but did you know business owners are saying the unseasonably warm October leading up to the rain boosted business. As a matter of fact, one business owner told Ocean City today that they would have probably closed on the boardwalk by now, but stayed open because of the business. They say the cold, rainy weather in May and June severely hampered the start of the tourist season, and business really started to pick up after the 4th of July.
So they've been on one big roller coaster ride ever since May.
In Ocean City, get it? Huh? Get it?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, today is Columbus Day, and
That's why
what
you're
that
getting mail.
means as far as government offices and stuff, you know, some are open, some are closed. I don't know. Depends on if they're furloughed or not, I guess. But I know there's no mail. And of course, we all learned that poem. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. He had 3 ships and left from Spain. He sailed through sunshine, wind, and rain.
You know, I have never heard the second half of that.
I hadn't either.
I was familiar
to
with
be
the first half, but I've never heard the second half before.
Well, there was a time when sailor Christopher Columbus, you know, he discovered
He was the one.
America.
He
That's
did
what
it.
we learned when we
was
were
him.
in school.
Yeah.
Now, not so much.
Yeah.
These days, there's a debate. Some say he actually arrived in what would become known as the Bahamas. And so, I don't know. Some people want to just dump the whole Columbus Day reference and call it Explorers Day to kind
I
of
guess I can see that.
equal opportunity
yeah.
day for all
I
explorers.
mean, not get rid of the holiday, though, right? Keep the holiday, just change the name of it.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
You go with that.
And I was talking to you
guess.
earlier, and I was trying to remember the thing about the Italian guy funded by Spain, sent to discover America, and landed in the
And
Bahamas.
landed in the Bahamas.
So we've got a holiday for him. I don't know. So how are you with this whole partial government shutdown, taking away the memorials and the parks from you? Well, it turns out that a crowd showed up at the World War II Memorial on the National Mall over the weekend. They did not let the barriers keep them away, as you can see.
Yeah, they took them down.
These black metal barricades have been there ever since October 1st when the shutdown began. And that's actually when more than 300 National Park Service workers who staff and maintain the National Mall were furloughed. And the crowd said, yeah, no, I don't think so, chanting, tear down these walls, and you work for us. And they sang God Bless America as well. So, you know what, I got to tell you the truth, I can certainly understand that. Yeah, we were the ones that put that up. Now, been looking around a little bit, and it's not just the mall
Right.
in D.C. As a matter of fact, we heard from the governor of Arizona. They've reopened the Grand Canyon with the state picking up the funding to reopen it. Also, some other places that, let me get this real quick.
Statue of Liberty?
Statue of Liberty, that one is also open. New York's going to pick up the bill on that one. Colorado announced that the Rocky Mountain National Park is going to reopen temporarily. Colorado's going to donate some funds there as well. Estes Park, Larimer County.
So they're working it out in some
They're
places.
working it out slowly but surely. Officials in Tennessee studying the feasibility of reopening Smoky Mountain National Park, the most visited national park in the country. So some of the states are looking at opening up the federal parks again.
Okay. Well, last month, we talked about an event between Peninsula Home Care and Mac Incorporated, how they're teaming up for some workshops. They're called Chronic Disease Self-Management Workshops. Here's the schedule for those workshops, October 17th through the 21st from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Mac Inc. in Salisbury. They're free, but they'd like for you to register. Here's the number, 410-543-7550. And this is for if you have a chronic illness or a family member has a chronic illness and you're caring for them. It helps you get through all the red tape and helps you just kind of manage it better, because it can be confusing.
Yeah, it can be tough.
Yeah.
I know that you hear us say all the time to get your animals vaccinated. There is a reason for that. Here is yet another example. A rabid animal on Chincoteague. Accomack Sheriff's Office says a lab test did confirm that it was a rabid raccoon that was found roaming Cropper Street and Church Street. They euthanized it immediately. Tests later showed indeed it was a rabid raccoon. So please be careful and have your animals vaccinated just to make sure.
And stay away from animals that are acting strangely.
Yes.
I want to tell you about something that's happening. An award-winning conservationist will lead a walk through Atkins Arboretum. This is happening on Wednesday. This man right here, his name's Nick Carter. He retired as fisheries biologist and ecologist with Maryland's Department of Natural Resources after 35 years. He received the Isaac Walton League's Award for Habitat Conservation in the Chesapeake Bay region and a governor's citation for excellence. So he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
The walk will be along the paths that bisect the rich and unique native plant habitat of Atkins Arboretum. If you want to go, the walk is Wednesday, October 16th at 6 p.m. It's free for members.
Right.
If you're not a member, you have to pay admission to get into the Arboretum, but the walk itself is actually free. And they ask that you register by calling this number, and that's 410-634-2847, extension 0.
Dial 0. There you
Dial
go.
0.
Have you ever found yourself just looking for something to do?
Yeah, not so much lately.
Here's a great idea for you. Now, we're not sure who came up with the idea first, but somebody decided this guy ought to try to get into this balloon.
That's a balloon?
That's a balloon. He's
looks
got
like a
his head in it
giant
so
pear.
far. The next thing was he got his shoulders in, and then boom, he's in. Okay, but now all they have to do is get his head out of the top, and lo and behold, what do you have but a weeble who wobbles but doesn't fall down?
Oh my goodness.
Now, my biggest question about
now he looks like a pear.
my biggest question is, how do you get out of this thing now?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. Well, still ahead on Delmarva Life for more than 30 years, Darrell Waltrip raced stock cars on tracks all across America, including the Monster Mile in Dover. Today, he's talking with us about his time in Dover and the changes the track has seen in the past 3 decades.
Speaking of cars, if you are in the market for a new one, you might be faced with the decision of buying versus leasing. Angie from Angie's List helps us decide which is the better option for you. And a little bit later on, some of the greatest chefs on Delmarva are coming together for the March of Dimes Signature Chef event. We have one of those chefs in our kitchen today making a delicious dish with duck. And we're going to learn more about the March of Dimes event.
But first, the Laramie Project is the true story of an American town in the wake of the murder of Matthew Shepard. It's also a stage production being put on by Salisbury University. We'll get a preview. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and LG dealers, and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.